After starting a new security position, a woman relocated with her family to a different house. But within days, things began taking a frightening turn. The woman, who uses the username dsfamily online, says her daughter became so frightened she refused to sleep alone in her new bedroom. At first, DS thought her daughter was just upset about moving to an unfamiliar place, but then the little girl started talking about a scary woman watching her. Curiously, DS herself began noticing strange woman-shaped shadows at her workplace, an old office building she guarded during her shifts.
Et attends, mais me fais pas, elle a tous des grandes dents.
Elle a des grandes dents?
Oui. Il y a les souris, la dame, les souris.
Elle sourit? Ça te fait peur?
Oui. Elle reste toujours dans le plafond et me regarde.
Elle te regarde et ça te fait peur?
Oui.
D'accord, mon cœur, elle va partir. Elle va partir, la dame.
Quand il pas moi, il est quelqu'un petit.
DS hoped it was just her child's imagination running wild. But moments later, something happened that made her wonder if her daughter might be telling the truth. The bedroom door eased open by itself, and DS's daughter claimed to see a woman staring at her.
Oui, je te crois, ma fille.
Maman, regarde.
When DS checked, she found nobody there. After this incident, the strange events became more frequent and intense. A few nights later, while DS was filming a live video for her social media followers, something truly disturbing occurred.
Le truc dans les mains. Et là, c'est la chambre de mon fils, je vais aller vite. Voilà. Ça va mieux là déjà. Je vais dingue. Est-ce que vous entendez les pas juste?
A dark shape appeared briefly on camera, but when DS flipped the light switch, it vanished completely, leading her and her viewers to suspect that whatever this entity is, it's behind all the frightening activity terrorizing DS and her family. Followers believe DS's home is haunted by the spirit of a woman who died inside the property. This short disturbing video was posted by Rosanna, who's been dealing with paranormal activity for a while now in an apartment she bought not too long ago, and honestly, each clip she uploads is creepier than the last one. One night, as she was getting ready for bed, she started hearing these moaning sounds coming from her bathroom. So Rosanna, who's gotten somewhat used to this paranormal stuff by now, worked up the nerve to go check out what was going on. As she got closer to the bathroom door, the sounds got louder and more distinct. But what happened once she opened that door and flipped on the light would leave both Rosanna and everyone watching completely terrified. Watch this closely. The moment the light comes on, you can clearly see this black smoke-like thing inside the shower, and it just vanishes into thin air immediately. Rosanna freezes in total fear for a few seconds before she finally moves closer to check the shower, where, sadly, she doesn't find anything at all. But the second she closes the door and steps out of that room, she hears it all over again. Completely freaked out, she decides to pack up and stay at a hotel for the next few days, at least until she can get her fear under control. So, what the hell is happening in that apartment? And more importantly, what was that black smoke-like thing sitting in the shower? Share your theories with me down in the comments section. This clip was shared by a night officer who just got back from his shift. He spotted someone standing in his house, even though nobody was supposed to be there. He fears it might be something ghostly that broke into his home and was waiting for him. Is this really what happened? While many would quickly think it's something paranormal, it could also be a burglar. Without better footage, it's hard to say for sure what this guard actually recorded. A home security camera in Saudi Arabia caught this on December 14th, 2025. The guy who lives there was outside looking at his phone when the camera picked up this semi-transparent figure shaped like a human appearing right next to him. It looked human in form, but the way it appeared and moved was nothing like an actual person would. Later on, the man said that right at that exact moment, he felt something physical near his ear, like someone had just barely touched him. He spun around to look, but nobody was there. He didn't hear anything, didn't see any movement, and when he looked with his own eyes, there was absolutely nothing. Here's the really strange part. The figure only shows up on the recording itself. In the video, you can see it walk right in front of the guy, then sprint past him before vanishing completely. But he doesn't react at all. It's like whatever this thing was, he couldn't see it or feel it, only the camera picked it up. Plenty of people watching said it was just a glitch, maybe some kind of transparency issue with the camera, but others brought up how the timing matched perfectly, the physical feeling happening right when the shape appeared on screen. That's a pretty big coincidence if that's all it is. Nobody's been able to prove what really happened. Was this just a malfunction, or did something genuinely unexplainable get caught on video? That's for you to figure out. One One night, Sarah Vargas was filming herself in her bathroom mirror when she started hearing strange noises from the apartment next door. The sounds kept getting louder and more worrying, and she kept recording, not knowing she would capture something truly out of the ordinary. As night fell, frightening screams broke the peace in the neighborhood. Sarah realized something serious was happening in the apartment next to hers. The police arrived while neighbors gathered in the street, thinking they were dealing with a fight between residents. But this idea quickly changed when one of the officers, now inside the apartment, called out through the window, asking if anyone could lend them a rosary.
Siguieron, obviamente, como que llamaron a alguien, llamaron a una monja para que les ayudara.
They later discovered that two young women had been using a Ouija board. During their session, one of them started behaving very strangely, as if something evil had taken control of her.
Chica empezó como a vomitar tierra, como vomitar oscuro.
Witnesses reported that she began throwing up a dark substance that looked like dirt. The police could only confirm what they had seen and concluded that something supernatural appeared to be affecting the young woman. According to Sarah, the disturbing screams continued throughout the night before finally coming to an end. The events left both the people living nearby and the local police deeply troubled. The case was documented as what appeared to be an exorcism taking place, as they couldn't find any normal explanation for what they had witnessed. This guy posted a horrifying video on his TikTok that he filmed really early in the morning. In his caption, he explains that he woke up suddenly with this creepy feeling that someone was staring at him. Still barely awake, he grabbed his phone and aimed it at his bedroom door. What ended up on that video is something he'll never be able to forget. What would you do if you woke up and saw something like that in your room? It was standing there perfectly still, staring right at him. Want to hear the worst part? He recognized her immediately. That woman was his own grandmother. Having someone come into your room is one thing, but having them just stand there watching you sleep in total silence is something completely different. That's definitely the kind of thing that would terrify anyone. Some people in the comments thought maybe it was sleepwalking, but that's not really what this is about. Sure, sleepwalking can make people do things without thinking, stare blankly, and not respond to anything. But it's also something that's been connected to mysterious beliefs for hundreds and hundreds of years. In some spiritual traditions, there's this idea of night walkers, which are people who go into these trance-like states and supposedly become more open to energies or supernatural things around them. The following video was shared by the team of AK Explorations who went to investigate the supposedly haunted Grand Opera House. The team had access to the whole complex and started documenting the amazing building, which stems from the 1800s. Let's take a look.
I want to go up to a couple of them up top. With 18 something. We're gonna go right here so we see this. Let's look out here on this side. Look.
Relatively early into the night, they think to have captured the first odd event. Was it a shadow person that could have snuck by behind one of the curtains in the background? Nobody saw it at the time, but maybe this was a sign that even more was yet to come.
I like the painting underneath too. Look at the little painting under the lights. Almost fell over. I almost fell over again. Whoa. Let's go here. I wonder what these doors go to at one time. Like, what did that go to as a people? It doesn't open, babe.
And it is up there on the upper level that another ominous thing can be recorded. Take a good look at the stairs.
Let's sit here for a minute. Actually, here for a minute.
Could it be another form of ectoplasm, like we have seen in an earlier video today? Or is it simply a hair that was dancing in the air? Maybe you should check the rest of the investigation out on that channel. It's really entertaining. We begin tonight with the New Year's celebration, where several friends had gathered to welcome the night together and set off fireworks. As midnight approached, they were laughing, fooling around with costumes, and enjoying the moment. At one point, one of them puts on a mask, and the cameraman lingers on him for a few seconds. A little later, he films the group again, and that is when something far more unsettling seems to appear in the shot. Look carefully, because it is easy to miss. Just behind the shoulder of the person on the left, a strange face can be seen peeking into frame. It looks pale, almost as if it is screaming, and no one there recognized who it could have been. The group later insisted that nobody matching that face had been with them that night, which led them to believe they may have caught something paranormal on camera. Could this really have been a ghost? Or was there another explanation for what appeared in that moment? Either way, it is a deeply eerie capture. The following was shared by a woman who states that for several nights she noticed something strange, a bizarre visitor appearing in her home after dark. She couldn't explain what it was or why it was there, but one thing was certain: It left her feeling absolutely terrified.
It's back. It keeps peeking in here on me. Oh my goodness gracious, what the... Ain't nobody in the other room.
Whatever it was enough to make her question her safety in her own home. Some people think it might have been a prank. Maybe the neighborhood kids were trying to scare her. Others believe something truly out of the ordinary was happening, perhaps a visitor from another world or dimension. Unfortunately, we don't have much more information about what exactly the woman experienced. This lack of details makes it hard to figure out what might have really been going on. What we do know is that, whatever happened, it was a really frightening experience for her. Now we will take a look at an update from MacLeod Alvarez, that, if you remember, seemed to be living with the spirit of a female in his apartment. She haunts him for quite some time already, and over the past year, some bone-chilling events were recorded. Now, however, we are checking out a recent recording, which was captured by the camera in his bedroom at night. He says that a lot of weird things have been heard and seen in there as well, which is why he keeps his camera on overnight. Let's see.
Perdón, no tengo la respuesta.
Something had activated his Alexa system. Alexa was given a question to something he didn't know the answer to. How weird. And MacLeod's dog clearly seems to be sensing something as well. It looks as if he's tracking something on the ceiling at times. A few days after this incident, MacLeod is sharing another really strange encounter. He's showing us his mirror, which for whatever reason had water droplets running down. After he pans the camera towards the left, the unthinkable happens. He believes that a being from another dimension was walking towards him, a doppelganger who gained access through the mirror. How's that possible? The person looks just like him. How strange, isn't it? He stated that he was scared to death that evening. Whatever powers were at play here, something's definitely wrong with his apartment. What's even stranger is a photo that he found. It shows a woman sitting in front of an old mirror, which is scratched out for whatever reason. Is this the same woman whose spirit is now haunting this place? He had never seen her before, apparently. And maybe this photo is an indicator that something otherworldly might have accessed through that mirror. Who can say? Jason has forwarded the following. which was uploaded by user Galdengat252, and she tells the internet that yesterday she stumbled over a strange capture that she took one night when creating a couple of selfies for her profile. Her parents were downstairs at the time and nobody else should have been present. After all, she would remember that, right? However, the back of her room says otherwise. On closer inspection, there was another person with her, which freaked her out a ton, and she's looking for help on the internet. Let's take a look. A woman is sitting right behind the uploader, and people have pointed out that it is quite freaky how her eyes are just two dark holes, but we shouldn't forget that it could be due to the awful lighting conditions in the room. She also appears to be holding something, or, if you want to believe other comments, might be even missing her left hand. So, what are we looking at here? Just a friend of hers, sitting in the back, that seems creepy due to the camera angle, or a paranormal apparition? This video was recorded by a night officer working the overnight shift at an old hospital. Staff often told spooky stories about the different floors, which is why the guard feels nervous when walking around alone. Guards typically record their nightly rounds, and this particular night caught something truly shocking on camera.
Exactamente.
The young guard didn't spot it at the time, but in the cafeteria, there appeared to be a skinny figure standing and watching her. This has led many viewers to think that something not of this world was following her that night, and might have been behind all the strange events. The next video was sent by Tony, and he tells us that he found this in the ghost sightings thread on Reddit. The uploader states that user Princess Lena87 had a fun evening with one of her good friends. They were simply creating a quick video for their Instagram story and possibly TikTok. Not to mention There was no other person at the apartment. Yet, shortly before the recording ended, there seemed to be an eerie and not further identified object popping up behind the head of her friend that couldn't be seen just seconds earlier, and people in the ghost section speculate that it might have been an evil spirit or demon that was closing in on them. Let's take a look. I mean, I get why people suspect something otherworldly is going on here. The lighting situation is not the best by far, but it looks like the face is covered in darkness, and the head appears within a few frames. Unfortunately, the recording wasn't any longer to better analyze it. It's pretty freaky though, especially if the two girls were alone in the apartment, don't you think?